You've missed your flight. Not because you were late, because you couldn't find gate C47 in time. The signs pointed left, then right, then disappeared entirely. Here's what they don't tell you. Airports are designed to confuse you, on purpose. And the reason why is worth billions.
Every year, over 4 billion people pass through airports worldwide, and almost all of them experience the same thing: confusion. Long corridors that lead nowhere, gate numbers that skip from B12 to B27, security checkpoints that force you to zigzag through duty-free shops, departure boards positioned just far enough away that you have to walk past 20 stores to check them. You assume it's bad design, poor planning, the result of airports expanding over decades without a master plan. But architects don't make mistakes on this scale. Engineers don't accidentally create mazes. What if every confusing turn, every missing sign, every exhausting detour was intentional? What if airports aren't designed to move you efficiently, but to move your money?
Let's start with a simple question. Who designed your local airport? Not the airline, not the government. Retail architects. The same people who design shopping malls. In the 1990s, airports faced a financial crisis. Revenue from ticket sales was shrinking. Airlines were cutting costs. Airports needed a new business model. So they turned to a strategy perfected by casinos and department stores: psychological manipulation through architecture. The goal? Keep passengers inside the terminal as long as possible. Disorient them. Stress them. Then offer relief through consumption. Here's how it works. Step 1. The endless walk. When you enter most major airports, you're immediately funneled into long, winding corridors. These aren't shortest path routes. They're deliberately elongated to maximize your exposure to retail. Heathrow Airport's Terminal 5 is a perfect example. The walk from security to some gates is over half a mile, but the route isn't straight. It curves, loops, and forces you past dozens of shops. Why? Because every extra minute you spend walking is another chance for a store to catch your attention. Step 2. The missing signs. Ever notice how airport signage seems to vanish at critical moments? You're following signs for Gate D. Then, suddenly, nothing. You're standing in the middle of a shopping arcade with no idea which direction to go. This isn't accidental. Wayfinding experts call this strategic sign suppression. By removing directional cues in retail zones, airports force passengers to slow down, look around, and notice the stores. By the time you find the next sign, you've walked past 15 shops. Your brain has been exposed to hundreds of products. Step 3. The stress economy. Air travel is stressful. You're worried about missing your flight, about security, about delays. Airports exploit this. They create what psychologists call temporal pressure, the feeling that time is running out. Departure boards are deliberately placed far from gates. Clocks are scarce in shopping areas. Announcements are vague and intermittent. The result? Passengers feel anxious and disoriented. And when humans are stressed, they make impulse purchases. That overpriced water bottle? that $40 neck pillow, that emergency phone charger? You're not buying them because you need them. You're buying relief from anxiety. Step 4. The captive market. Once you pass through security, you're trapped. You can't leave. You can't shop elsewhere. You can't even bring your own food or drinks through most checkpoints. Airports exploit this captivity ruthlessly. Retail leases at airports are 30 to 50% higher than outside. A bottle of water that costs $1 in a grocery store costs $5 past security. But here's the disturbing part. Airports don't just allow this price gouging, they engineer it. Retail leases at airports are structured around revenue sharing. Stores pay airports a percentage of every sale, typically 10 to 20%. The more confused and stressed passengers are, the more they buy. The more they buy, the more airports profit. Step 5. The illusion of choice. Walk through any major airport and you'll see dozens of shops and restaurants. Different brands, different logos, different names. But look closer. Most are owned by the same handful of companies. SSP Group operates over 2,800 airport food outlets worldwide. Everything from Starbucks franchises to local-themed cafes with different names. Dufry controls nearly 40% of global airport retail. The competition is an illusion. The diversity is a facade. You're not choosing between different businesses. You're choosing between different masks on the same corporate entity.
But the design goes deeper than retail manipulation. Some airports use techniques borrowed directly from casino architecture. No windows, no clocks, no sense of time. Las Vegas casinos are famous for removing environmental cues. No windows to show day or night, no clocks to track time. Artificial lighting that never changes. The goal? Make gamblers lose track of reality so they stay longer. Airports do the same thing. Many gate areas have no windows. Clocks are deliberately sparse. Fluorescent lighting creates a timeless, placeless atmosphere. Psychologists call this dissociative environmental design. It makes people feel disconnected from the outside world and more likely to spend money as a form of comfort or control. The dwell time formula. Airport designers have a term for success: dwell time. It's the amount of time passengers spend in non-gate areas, shopping zones, restaurants, lounges. Every major airport tracks this metric obsessively. Dubai International Airport has an average dwell time of 70 minutes. Passengers there spend an average of $42 per trip in retail. Amsterdam Schiphol, 90 minutes, $53 per passenger. These aren't accidents. They're the result of carefully calibrated design. Long security lines? Often intentional. They make passengers anxious about time, so they rush through shopping areas and make impulse purchases. Distant gates? Force passengers to arrive early, giving them more time to spend money. Flight delays? A financial windfall. Every extra hour passengers wait translates to millions in additional retail revenue. The dark pattern you never not noticed. Here's the most sinister part. Ever wonder why airport bathrooms are almost always located deep inside retail zones? It's called necessity-based routing. Passengers need bathrooms, but to reach them, they must walk through shopping areas. The same principle applies to water fountains, seating, charging stations. Basic human needs are weaponized to drive retail exposure. In 2019, a leaked document from a major airport revealed internal guidelines for
minimizing non-commercial pathways. Translation: every route should pass through stores.
So, who's behind this? Not a single entity, but a network. Airport retail generates over $45 billion annually worldwide. It's the fastest growing segment of airport revenue. Many airports now make more money from retail than from airlines. Think about that. The core function of an airport, moving planes, is less profitable than making passengers lost and stressed. This business model has a name: aero-commercialization, and it's spreading. In 2023, consultants advised airports to adopt emotional journey mapping, tracking passenger stress levels throughout the terminal to identify optimal moments for retail intervention. Translation: they're studying exactly when you're most vulnerable, most confused, most likely to buy. The airport isn't a transportation hub anymore. It's a mall with runways, a psychological experiment with departure gates, a machine designed to extract maximum profit from your confusion. And here's the reveal that changes everything. City planners are now importing airport design principles into urban transit systems, train stations, bus terminals, even subway systems. The same architects, the same retail strategies, the same deliberate confusion. Airports were the testing ground. Now the entire world is becoming an airport.
But there's one thing they didn't account for. Passengers are catching on. In 2024, a viral TikTok trend emerged, travelers filming themselves navigating airport retail traps and exposing the design tricks in real time. Some airports responded by adding even more confusing layouts. Others started experimenting with express routes, direct paths to gates that bypass shopping areas entirely. But here's where it gets strange. Those express routes, they're almost always hidden. No clear signage, no announcements. Because airports don't want you to find them. They need you lost. They need you stressed. They need you spending. So the next time you're walking through an airport, ask yourself, are you choosing this path, or was it chosen for you? And if they can redesign physical space to manipulate your behavior without you noticing, what else in your daily life is designed the same way? The grocery store layout, the social media feed, the streaming service interface. How many of your choices were actually designed into you? The airport isn't just confusing, it's a blueprint, and the maze is bigger than you think.
If this made you look at the world differently, subscribe. The next video might change the way you see the world.